Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Contact Lost, the mini-series Round Zero pairings, prepping us for the WTC 2024. And tonight we've got Ruud from Team Netherlands,
Hello, hello.
and we've got Andrew and Anthony from Team USA.
Hey, folks.
How's it going?
So Team USA did not feel strong enough, so they've sent two people over to cover this, and we'll see how this goes. But before we do that, a massive thank you to our patrons and our sponsors at the Weyland-Yutani and the Army Painter. Right, so without any further ado, let's jump straight into it. Ruud, last year's event, results, and any immediate takeaways? How did it go?
I think last year we got ninth place. Happy about that because we wanted to get top 10. Preferred to have top 5, but whatever. We were above Belgium, so that's always a good thing for us. And
Only just.
oh yeah, this year only just. I mean, they took a lot of French people, so it didn't count anyway. No, event was amazing. I really liked the setup we had last year in the circle shape, so you don't have to walk 25 kilometers a day if you're a coach. That was solid, and vibe was good. Bar Popular was best, but that's why it's called Bar Popular.
Always is.
Oh,
Right. And did you have any immediate takeaways regarding what could have gone better, what you could have done better, or anything of
yeah,
that sort?
our Eldar guy sucked, so we needed more practice. That's a shame his name is Ruud, but whatever. No, I mean last year was as usual with a new edition. Everybody just starts with some list. Eldar was broken. I didn't have time because I booked my holiday. I calculated that the edition would be there earlier, and then I didn't have any times to do enough reps, and then I screwed up some games. So now I'm playing sisters with new sisters, and I'm doing like 10 games a week. So that's fine.
Not letting that happen again.
Not happening again.
Not with
No,
that amount.
the amount of, well, not pressure, but it's more as in you have the strongest army and you know you're failing your team is the worst feeling you can have at WTC. And that, if it happens because of shit dice rolls, tough luck. But if you would have been better and you let the team down, I mean, we had 3 draws. And if I would have beaten any of my losses in those draws, we would have had probably 6th spot. Maybe. We did do score wise the best we ever did. We had 3 wins, 3 draws, and 1 loss, and the only loss was Australia. So that's respectable. So yeah, if we just get 3 wins this year in the Pyropod and 2 more wins somewhere and a draw and a loss, I think we're in the top 5, which is our goal. So that would be amazing.
The Pyropod. So who is in the Pyropod besides you guys? So you've got Scotland, Northern Ireland, and Luxembourg. Yeah, that's the last practice event.
Yeah, it's a shitty
Pretty
Dutch
much.
flag copy, a shitty English flag copy, and a shitty Italy flag copy. So it's fine.
All right, we will get to that in a moment. But first, what about Team USA? What do you guys think about last year's performance? And did you have any takeaways from the event?
So we had a really good run last year. We, especially compared to the first year that I went, where we just barely didn't podium. Getting second was pretty solid, considering that our draws came to. We were the only people to stop Poland from scoring 100, so that was cool. Someone had to let you guys not put up triple digits in a round, and that year it was us.
And not get a historical 7-win run?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, fuck you guys. I may have gotten beat to death by Leishu in that round, but the rest of our team held on, so...
I thought I was rude. What the fuck's going on?
Yeah. So
you're not the first to be touched in the wrong places by Leishu's 4-ups, so...
Yeah, I got land raided. That's the real thing that happened. I got Deathwing Knighted and land raided. He beat me up pretty good. So, Yeah, but aside from that, like, it was a really good run. We had put in a ton more work in what was my second year than my first year. So, and it showed in the results, like our rounds in general were a lot more stable. We had a lot more like knowledge on basically all of the matchups and things of that nature going in. So all of that felt really good. And our ability to kind of like handle like some like touch and go moments and like recover was a lot better than our first year where we like drew our first round and then the team was like, oh, we didn't win because we were 8 singles players in a trench coat. Was a lot better than that. Our team cohesion in general was a lot better. We spent a lot more time like hanging out as a unit and then with the community as a result, as opposed to being this like cordoned off weird thing that kind of happened the first year. So there was a lot of like improvement made from the first to the second year.
Okay.
I'll hop in a little bit with the historical perspective because I wasn't on the team last year. Obviously, the last year I went was 2018, so very yesteryear.
Good year.
Yeah, it was a good year for us. We ended up. I think 2018 was the year that we won, and the team and I think the WTC environment was just so different than the amount of work and prep and everything that everyone puts in. So coming back this year, I got to experience our academy process, which was a blast, especially after watching them do so well in the previous year, taking second. With how serious everyone takes it now, I think that's like a massive accomplishment. And then being in the academy this year and seeing like the new, the level of prep and organization and coaches and practice games and actually getting my old ass to play TTS and things like that. So it has been an absolute wild ride. So I'm pumped for this year. I'm pumped for all like the improvements that the team has made from back in my day when I played way long ago to now is night and day. So I think I'm stoked to be on the team this year and to be it's cool to call myself a new guy for a change.
So speaking of 2018 and years gone by, was Team USA also a collective of 8 singles players back then, or was it different?
Yeah, I think more so than ever, that's how we were. The captaincy's changed hands over the years, and every captain, we've tried to have charters. Everyone's had a different selection process. I created a qual system during my captaincy where I took people's singles performances that gave you a score, and then that turned into who qualified. And then there's some returning veterans because having some experience in teams, because at the time there were really no real team events in the U.S. other than Adepticon, which was a very different, right? You played like doubles games. Still a great, awesome event, but not the same format at all. I think ATC was kind of around that time period. I can't remember when it first started. So, we very much were singles players. The team event that we played every year was ETC at the time, WTC now. And so, back in the day, it was get a lot of practice, but you were playing singles for your practice. Nowadays, the last singles events I played 2 singles events in January. Other than that, I've been doing nothing but team events and team practice, and it's different. It's very cool. I think we're no longer just trying to throw this all-star team together of 8 singles players and hope it actually works out and is cohesive. Now we actually have followed the European footsteps of having a team. So it's been great.
Okay, cool. We'll get to that in a moment, but first back to Ruud about the team selection this year. So, what was the process? Did it change from last year, for example, and how many candidates did you have, and so on and so forth?
Yeah, definitely. We changed the system from every year we've been changing. I've been captain now for 5 years, and every year I try to get it better. Last year we did pick what our system was. We had a coach. Head coach chooses the best player that he thinks that needs to be in the team. Cannot be the captain because that will be weird. And from there on out, those two pick the next player, until you get till the 10 people. And this year we had a lot of chats with Poland and all the other nations because I've been doing now Eurotrash. This is the second year I did it. So you get a lot more information how other countries do it as well. So we made a selection team 2 weeks after WTC last year.
Mm-hmm.
Head coach, captain, and a veteran. And from there on out, we decided to make it top 4, top 8, top 16, or sorry, other way around. We had 27 people sign up, and for us,
Mhm.
that's a lot because 5 years ago when I started, we didn't even have 8 people signing up for this. So I'm really happy about that. We went from 27 to 16 to 10, I think. So 8 players and 2 reserve players because almost every year somebody has to drop for some reason,
Mhm.
including obviously this one as well. And then we just pick people according to how well they fit in the team, what kind of a team player they are, because we have a lot of good singles players. And then when you bring them to either a team tournament to see how it, clicks together, and they go like, "Oh yeah, but I didn't do my estimates. Didn't know that was necessary." It's like, oh, that's nice. Or if people are going to be stubborn about stuff during a tournament and they go like, "Oh no, it normally never goes like this." I said, "Yeah, but what if?" No, it never happens like this. And then, oh look, you got fucked by some weird guy who didn't play the game you wanted, and
Mhm.
he got 6 more points than you said you would. So now we lost the round. Thanks, buddy. Thanks. No, and you filter on that, and that's what Andrew said as well. Back in the days, we had maybe one team event, and that was the ETC. And
Mhm.
now we have 2 Pyras, 1 or 2 ETCs. We did the Nordic Cup, we did Home Nations. Alpine Cup now is there. We have a Dutch team event as well, but that's normally in September, so it's always late or very early,
Mhm.
depending on how you want to look at it. So we have way more team events. What Andrew said, I think I did 1 singles event this year. Oh, sorry, I did 1 major and 1 RTT, and the rest is all team events, all training days, all prep. So yeah, getting excited
Okay.
about it.
And if what about the other guys in the team? Did it look the same for them in terms of event participation? So just mostly the team events?
No, we have, I think Clayton did only team events, and then Dick, with the best name in the Warhammer's community apparently, our our captain Chaos Knight. Now he's dominating the Dutch scene because nobody understands how you have to play against Chaos Knights, and half of the WTC players only playing team events. So he has some easy wins, and we like to tease him with it. So we don't want to be a dick about it, but I will. No, most people are actually doing a lot of singles and team events, but most of those guys either don't have a life, so that's a good thing. That's what we need. That's what we need, Sometimes the moment you're getting married, you bought a house, and then somebody talks about having kids, you go like, no, keep kids
Yeah,
after
we don't
WTC.
need that kind of nonsense in the team,
No, no,
right?
no, 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 no. You do that in September or something. Fuck off.
That's off-season activities.
Yeah, it's celebrating after WTC that your life is now your wife's again for the next 4 months. Before I come steal it again in January.
Okay, right. And what about Team USA? So what was the selection this year? What was the process? How many candidates did you have? I think it was a lot more structured. You're probably the closest to being like a professional team.
Yeah, our process is very structured now, and it was not when I started. I got on the team because I live close to Sean, and he thought I had some gumption. But that's like mostly true. It's close enough to true that it'll work for the purpose of telling this story.
And now you've made it more difficult for other people, so I don't
Yeah, I'm
get your
American,
spot.
Joker. That's how we do things. It is the approach we have for healthcare and money and everything else. I don't understand why the
metric
team wouldn't work
system.
this way. Yeah, the metric. What the fuck is a kilometer? So
Well, you know enough about 9mm, but whatever.
that's different.
Too easy.
So our process is a little bit more involved. We have for the 8 returning starters, only 4 of us get to play. The captain defaults to a non-playing position, has to be asked to play after everyone else is selected by all the people that have been selected already. And then we lost Ruud, he's dead.
No, I have to charge my phone, so obviously I'm
The
an old
upside
guy.
down view. We can just
Yeah.
Spider-Man you in the whole time.
And we the other last bit is the academy process that Andrew alluded to earlier. I'll let him talk more on that. But yeah, it was essentially like 12 or 14 people playing for 3 to 4 spots, depending on how selection goes. It is a bit of a rat race, that.
Yeah.
I can tell you all about it because he just did it.
Yeah, it's so like the team process back in the day I mentioned was it was kind of whatever the captain decided. And I think Sean and I was the one who passed the captaincy to Sean back in 2017. Always kind of wanted something more solidified and like chartered and all those sorts of things. But it's very hard to get that because then the new captain can just be like, "What's this? Bye." So now we've got that. It's all signed off, and they kind of codified the process. It was really cool because Sean involved me a little bit in some of like the initial drafting. Along he involved Sparks, another former captain, so we kind of had some good minds. He reached out to smart people, got inputs, and that gave us, I think, the genesis of some of the new systems. So the academy piece of the system is the non-returning starters, right? So I can't remember how many applications was it. It was like 50-ish.
55.
55 of basically new players that want to be new players to the team that want to be in. So they write an application, they answer some prompts, they get interviewed. And then if you make it in and you're selected to be a certain number of academy spots, I can't remember how many we had available because, you can't take all 50 in because it's too hard to winnow them down. Then you go into the academy pool. And in that academy pool, I want to say that started in November-ish. Then we start, we have team meetings that we got to go to. We have practice requirements, the amount of TTS games you got to play. You got to participate in the external scrims, internal scrims, to kind of get everyone up on team play. Because while it's bigger in the US now, it's not what it once was. It still isn't, I think, what it is over in Europe. We have lots of team events, more so coming this year, but we still need more. We still need to kind of get that experience in our player base. And so scrims are a great way to do it. And did a ton of those, went to Pyra. Then eventually that selection came down to, what was it, April, Anthony?
Yep. Yeah.
April.
The last like bit of April basically is when we.
Then there was a selection process that I will be honest, I cannot quite remember because I was being picked, not doing the picking. That I believe involved the starters came first, correct? And then the starters and a combination of them, the captain, the coaches voted on the various slots as it went.
Yep. Yeah, until we get to 7 picked, and then the 7 as a unit select if they would like to ask the captain to play, or if they want to take another person from the academy to play. But the amount of like returning starters is capped at 4.
And I think one really cool thing I'll say is that there's going to be turnover, which I think is good to get more people involved and getting the experience and kind of like building our community. So like, this year there's some old faces from yesteryear, myself and Nick. Brian's on. Who else? Who was the final person? No, that was the 3 from the academy.
Yeah, that
right?
was the 3. Yeah. That's why the academy process is like kind of like a wink this year because you guys like hadn't been on the team yet.
I mean, but we still
had been involved.
Work our absolute tails off.
Yeah, that's true.
We got feedback from the coaches along the way, but the academy next year, I will not be able to get into the academy, right? Neither will anyone else that's on the starting 8 this year. Half of us are gone.
Just off. Yep.
Just off. So we can go back into the academy pool for a following year, but for next year, we are not in. So next year there will be 4 new or 3 new fresh faces. That can't be 3 of the or 4 of the people off the team right now. The other half of the starters. So I think that's pretty neat. It kind of forces some turnover and some growth within the team. Whether I get picked or not the following year, I'll still be involved. I've loved getting back into it, so I'll lend my support as I can. And but it was a wild ride this year. Tiring. Having the wife and the kid during this, very hard.
Yeah, but I really like the fact that that you guys are switching at least 4 people because I've been talking with our guys as well, and I'm seeing it as well because I think we have 6 returning players and about half of them is almost in a Warhammer burnout because they've been doing this for 5 straight years.
Yeah, you get
It can also kill interest a little bit from your community, right? If they're like, I'm never going to get on, there'll never be an open spot. Those guys return every year. Half of us are axed.
Yeah, there's it ends up with a combination of like complacency and burnout that is not optimal. Also, the American scene is fucking massive.
Yeah.
So
compared
So
to the
many good
Dutch,
people.
of course.
yeah, I mean, compared to like most of the rest of the WTC basically put together, the American scene
France,
is huge, except exactly France. That's true.
crazy.
But like
And Spain. But
the ability, we need like some amount of turnover for these people, right? So yeah,
yeah, you need to give them hope, and that's what we also gonna propose as well, because we went from, like I said, 7 to 27, and for
right.
us that's a massive lot.
Yeah, that's huge.
But if we want to keep the prospects as well, I mean, I think we now have 2 new guys and then 2 reserve players,
Right.
which is amazing. But you need to get the continuation.
Yeah.
It's a really good thing. Good call.
Yeah, it's worked
I'm
out
gonna,
great. So far, so good.
I'm gonna ask a controversial or a hard follow-up. Do you not worry about the performance levels dropping?
From my end, the academy is such a grind that by the time we're pulling players out of it, they're usually really good. You can kind of see the growth that the academy kind of like kicks into people from some of the players that like didn't necessarily make the team this year, but have had massive growth while being part of the team. Like Ben and Michael both put on like insane singles runs during the time that they've been in the academy because of their, not entirely, but I like to think at least some to a large part of owing to the academy growth that they've got to experience from all these scrims and all this international exposure and all this like, continuing to grow as a player. They get more of an opportunity to grow than you otherwise might just out there grinding.
Yeah, I think it's easy to think that like we kings, these 8, we have this amazing talent for Warhammer. We're so good and ahead above. But I think the reality is like if once people get the team's experience, there are some exceptional Warhammer players in the US and there's far more than 8. And I think if you want to grow as a team, at least for us, like we need that turnover. And you may have like momentary blips of performance going down because you lose that absolute stud. But I think that there's people that are as good or better or at least close that through the academy process and playing with those people, because those people are going to stay involved. Like whether I'm in or not, whether Anthony's in or not, I'm sure we're going to be here practicing playing with them.
Yep.
I think it brings it up so that, eventually a few years from now, the team can be far bigger and we can just have a ton of those people available, which should make us stronger, right? Because like back in the singles days, half your problem was like if you did a qual assist or something like that, you have like 4 freaking Eldar players qualify and you're like, well, you can't all play Eldar. Could someone learn something new?
Yeah.
You need all of your super good specialists for the year that you're on. So I think that there could be momentary dips, but I'm still all the way behind it.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
Because especially if you want to think for the long term as well, WTC is one event, but you also want to make sure that the people that want to keep going or they want to get tickled, oh, sorry, you didn't come in this year, but you're this close. So maybe next year, if you just bust your ass off even more, somebody drops, and then they get more into the bloodlust, to call it that way.
Yeah. There's been a massive explosion of team stuff kind of in the US in general that I think is in no small part at least related to this expansion of our transparency and ability for people to get on the team. 2 of the major frontline gaming events, which are 2 of the the largest event organizer in the US, are now teams events, and when they were singles before. SoCal actually was just announced today as being a teams event, and that I mean, Andrew can tell you he's been around longer than me, but in my understanding, that's a very long-running singles event. Now it's a teams event. That's pretty wild. So that we have Champs Cup later this year. It's growing rapidly. The growth of the NTL, there's a lot going on. That's expanding to the point that we have to change our selection process a little bit probably for what allows people to apply to the team, because right now it's singles elo is how you can app to Team America without having one of us apply. But there's not really we don't really have a heuristic for you played the team circuit all year, which should be probably more relevant.
Be more important, yeah.
Yeah, so that's a thing we have to work on towards the end of the year, but that's a future us problem when we're not trying to figure out what Duda's admech list does.
Play Eldar, but then the Imperial way.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's Eldar, but with different models.
Yeah.
Bigger models, so it's worse.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly. Bigger bases and stuff. But I sorry if I missed this, but did you mention how do you determine the 4 people that are staying from the previous year? And
So
if sorry,
yep,
just let me finish. There's a like second part of the question.
yeah.
Can you go a couple years running, or is it if you go like 1 year, another year, then you have to be off, or something like that?
So for
Anthony's in.
us, yeah, I'm playing twice,
Oh,
so
he's setting it up, so you know.
yeah, that's why. You'll note
Full
that
issue.
I have not stepped down yet. The way it works is, it's like kind of involved. So the first person is in based on a vote of the other 7. So the 7 returning of like the 7 returning starters, we have a vote where it's like ranked choice voting, and the person with like the highest score goes in the door first. From there, we run that vote again of everybody minus the person that got in. If I remember right, I think it's minus the person that got in. I think the captain gets a vote at that step, and then that's our second person. From there, those 2 and the captain pick the third person, and then those 3 pick the fourth person. And then it goes from there. But yeah, there's no like term limit, so to speak, from there. You could just, if you continue to make the top 4 of the returning 8 every year, you could do it as, forever if you were so inclined. But also fucking good luck, because that shit is very difficult.
You've also got to get voted on by your peers who also probably want to return.
Would like to be in,
and everyone's
yeah.
working hard. So like, yeah, I think
But
there's no guarantee for anyone.
So how do you do that then? Because if you have the 8 players voting on the best, so everybody just fills in a name who they think is best.
No, it's like a ranked choice thing. So you would vote like one,
So
1
everybody
through
makes a
7,
list.
and then it like, getting second in that is worth like, whatever. Let's call it like 6 points instead of 7 or whatever. Like, and then it adds up.
Yeah, cool.
Okay.
Nice.
Right. Back to Team Netherlands after US hogging most of the airtime. Ruud, have you done any events under the national flag? And I actually know that you've done like all of them in Europe. And how did they go? And what did they give you in terms of preparing for the WTC?
Everybody loves the Dutch.
Yeah, as finishing touch. God created the Dutch. No, I think, well, yes, I played under the national flag. I think we did a team event every month, except January because Luxembourg fucked up. There you go, Gilles. Burn. No, we got a lot out of it. I think Pyro #1 was amazing. For us, Pyro was bring 4 vets, bring 4 new guys, especially to see how they fit the team, how they would respond to, here's a shit matchup, give me 2 points. And then, I got 0, or hey, bro, I got 5. Like, fucking well done, bro. That was really good. ETC was amazing. Played against this very small dude from the US there in the last round. It was super funny. I still think it's a shame Dino didn't take the bait, but I think
He's weak.
all of
He's
us.
a weak boy.
He's weak. Yeah, we all agreed upon this.
They tried to get the world leader mirror. They did their best, and Dino was like,
Yeah.
"We're not doing this."
No, I don't want to.
He's scary.
Yeah, he's so scary. No, ETC for us was getting some more new faces in the team. Then we had home nations. So I think every event we took at least 2 new guys or 2 prospects or just people to test. I think home nations was very funny because us in England, we went in and we were like, oh yeah, we're just gonna fuck everybody up, and the only interesting game is gonna be England. And then enter Northern Ireland, and Ireland busting their asses off the entire year, and they were like, oh cool, this is your pairing. Wow. What the fuck just happened? So I think we lost to Ireland, drew Northern Ireland, lost to England, won from Scotland, and there was, I think, a last minute Merc team because somebody had to drop, which we beat as well. So we got 3rd place or something. There was also Belgium. I don't know. I think we were 2nd or 3rd, or we didn't do so well as we thought, and that humbled us really, which is a very good thing. From there on out, we went to the Nordic Cup, which was like the home nations, but then for the Nordic countries. And since
Mhm.
Netherlands has the tallest people in the world, and we're blonde, and we speak better native English than native English people, we decided we are pretty much Nordic as well. And the
Makes
other
perfect
reason,
sense.
yeah, right. The other reason why they wanted us was actually the reason is because when we say we show up, we actually show up,
That's true.
and that's very nice as a TO if you're hosting a team event and people actually showing up instead of, oh yeah, we'll definitely come. Hey, there's an ETC in June. Oh yeah, we can make it. We can make it. We can make it. We can make it. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
That was a slightly disturbing fact. So, good thing is TO as well. From Nordic Cup, we did not do ETC2 for that reason. So we did a training weekend with Belgium, and then we did Pyro Cup.
Mhm.
After obviously the data slate, we had some great ideas. We thought our matrix was amazing. It was the only event I didn't show up this year, and we got fucked. So yeah, we stole half the list of the French, half the list of the Polish. My list was pretty okay, and then somebody else's list was good. So now we have a good list.
Good enough.
So yeah, that was amazing. And then obviously when you go to the drop or to the pod phase, you face the other 3 countries you played a month ago, and they all stole the same list. So
So no surprises.
no surprises, just
Did
skill
they
issues.
also steal the same lists
Yeah, I think. Well,
from the French
the
and
fu-
Polish?
the fun fact is, our guard guy played Tau because he thought guard was dead, and then he went to Pyro and he was like, okay, Tau sucks for me. And then he saw the French guard list and he was like, oh, this is amazing. And he said, cool,
18 full
chats,
grid.
have chats and see what it does. And then he was like, okay, I'm sorry, I should have seen this as a guard player, but now I'm back and I've been playing this for a year, so it should be good. Solid.
All right.
Our Chaos Knights guy, the dick, he got his ass handed to him, so we went back to another army that he played. Dino, as the grandpa, played the grandpa list from Poland, aka Skark. Our orcs guy said that orcs were dead. Apparently, US disagrees. So we gave him
Always.
The U.S. has to bring orcs. It's a rule. It's in our charter, I think.
well, as long as you believe, right? It's all
That's
the
the
magic
trick.
place.
That's the whole trick.
That's the whole trick. Yeah. Our orcs guy can't even make a 4-inch charge, so we just gave him Grey Knights,
Oh.
so we can't fill the 3-inch.
Yeah.
But he was already playing Grey Knights on the side as well. So in the end, everything felt exactly how it should be, I guess. So we didn't take amazingly last minute changes like a couple of other countries had to do, especially because apparently there are some countries that told me like, oh yeah, I have to play Grey Knights, but I never played them before. It's like, why the fuck are you playing this 1
Yeah,
week
that
before
army's
list
really good on
deadline?
low reps. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. No skill issue needed. Like same as sisters. Oh yeah, we need a sister army. It's like, yeah, when you have a capable sister person who knows what it does.
It's awesome.
It's a little bit less now, but whatever, because it's like you're dead.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you put a 6 down, so technically I'm still playing the same weird Elder list as last year. Now I think about it.
That's right.
Oh well, at least I've got reps now. It's fine.
It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be fine.
Don't lose to Scotland in pod, or you'll get ridiculed forever.
Oh yeah, no. To be honest, I think if we stay humble and we do our best and we just hyper focus the shit out of it as we normally do at WTC, we should be able to win all 3 of them.
Yep.
We gotta respect Northern Ireland more than back in Croatia when we started with a bottle of whiskey and we had a lot of fun. Good old days. Northern Ireland's actually busting our balls now, so we have to respect them.
I mean,
And
how are they going
Scotland,
to do
well-
things without cattle?
Well, yeah. Well, he started his own shop, right? His own garage.
I
Because
think he's a
normally the
busy
trick
boy,
with
yeah.
Northern, yeah, I mean he's even smaller than you. So the thing that
That's
he would
true.
do is run around underneath the tables, kick you in the nuts, and then run somewhere
Run
else,
away,
get on
yeah.
a chair, and then play Warhammer. The first time I actually saw that guy in real life, I was like, what the fuck is this doped up leprechaun doing here, jumping around, tickling everybody's balls with his chin? Like, what is going on?
We're
And the
sending
worst
warm
wa-
regards to you, Catal, if you'll be
Yeah,
listening to this.
definitely. The
Everybody's
worst
gonna be
thing was he wanted to swap shirts, and I was like, yeah, of course I wanted to swap shirts, but I know I have this pinky, like this pinky, and that's your shirt. I said, no, I bought a bigger shirt for you. You could. Gave me the shirt and it actually fit. And I was like, what? How
Yo,
does this fit? How does this fit?
that impersonation was very good.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was top notch.
I can. Sometimes I can be funny if I want to.
Yeah,
Not a
you're all
lot.
right. And did you have any other forms of training other than all of the events you've participated in? So like TTS scrims, that sort of stuff, boot camps.
TTS scrims, boot camps. I think we did a trainings weekend every month or bi-monthly. TTS scrims with a lot of countries, internal TTS scrims, just a lot of games against each other. One of our coaches is an amazing, generous person who chose not to have a life. So he has an apartment where we can all go to and play. I think he fits 4 tables in his apartment, so we can all go there. He cooks for us,
What a
lunch, dinner,
hero.
everything. Fucking legend. So
Yeah, that's the community hero that
yeah,
needs to be
we all
mentioned.
need, but we don't deserve. Yeah. So for example, this Saturday somebody texted him like, "Hey Leonard, how are you doing? Can I play a game at your house?" Like, yeah, of course. Which other 7 are coming? It's like, so now almost the entire team is coming to Leonard's, and he's gonna have lunch ready. He's gonna have dinner ready. Everything's fixed. Like,
Fucking champion.
yeah, love him to bits.
What a guy.
He's also gonna cook for us every night at WTC as well. So we booked an Airbnb, and the only thing he's doing on Thursday, Friday, Saturday is groceries, cleaning the house, and cooking for us.
Wow.
And on Sunday,
Champion.
yeah, he's a fucking legend. And then on Sunday, because he hasn't been drinking all year, he's gonna break his problems of not drinking, and we're gonna get him so hammered we just carry him home. It's fine. It's gotta be fun at Bar Popular.
Hell
He
yeah.
deserves it already.
Yep. Yeah, it's so lots of prep. We obviously now have 5 years of experience, and every year I see the boys put more effort into table choices. We're now doing meetups like, hey, which table is super sucky for me, or I think this table is really good. Can somebody show me why it's absolutely not for X and Y and Z reasons? Way more preps, way more reps. People are actually also, especially from the old prospects, now are all playing rep games like, hey, what does Dark Eldar do? What does why is somebody bringing custodies, and are they all in one pot so we don't have to play them? It's amazing.
Keep them all in the same place.
Yeah, and keep them there, please. Fucking shiny armor, idiots. I hate that army so much.
They're the worst. I hate them just the most.
Yeah. Ugh.
Okay.
Yeah, that's our prep.
Sounds good. Andrew, Anthony, what about you guys? Did you manage to put in any events under the national flag? And I'd also like to ask that, so you've got the American team circuit thing now running. Is that somehow related to Team USA? Did Team USA have any influence on that becoming a thing, or it's like completely independent things?
We have no like interfacing with the NTL at all. It's like a separate thing. I think people kind of caught like the vibe that like the interest in teams was growing a lot in the US and decided to, capitalize on it in a more formalized way, which has been really good for developing, players for teams for us in the future. And we'll probably interface with that in some way, shape, or form, kind of like going forward. It's like I was alluding to earlier, we need to find a way to kind of like pull players from that, because obviously their elo doesn't go up from teams. So we're gonna need something for that, but we're not like directly affiliated with them really.
Okay.
There was like some early day stuff where they had like some questions, and we kind of like helped walk them through a couple things, but no like direct thing. But yeah, I like accidentally lived in Europe for a couple months. I scheduled some trips over there way too close together. I made some mistakes, but only one of those was under the national banner. The starters don't play in quite as many scrims as the academy lads do, because we typically were doing 2 starter, 6 academy players. And in the beginning, they were like first come, first serve for the most part. And Ganyo put his hand up a lot, so he can tell you about what that process has been like.
Yeah, so I mean, like internally, we do a lot of scrims, just like Ruud said. You know, I think they ran every couple of weeks, pretty much, and you put your hands up. But with 14 of you, you know, I probably did one a month, something like that. Then we did kind of a volunteer, whoever gets in first system for Pyro Cup. So I went to Pyro Cup earlier this year, which was an awesome event. That was a blast to get to.
I was amazed you guys actually made the trip. Like, how
Massive respect.
how
for
do
one
8
weekend.
Americans fly over to some shithole of a town in Poland to play plastic dollies? Like,
the town in that hotel was beautiful and nice, and I will say our Polish hosts were amazing because, like, I don't think I've ever done that quick of a trip. Like, I landed at like I flew out Thursday night, and I was back home Monday morning.
Yep.
So like it was quick, and like we landed, they drove us there. I mean, like it was the hospitality was great. It was a quick turn trip. It was real fun. But it was good to just get more team events in. I think it's kind of interesting to like the US circuit of team events. It is weird because you guys all play each other, right? Like you go to Pyro Cup 2 and it's all the teams. You go to host the nations events and all the other
Alpine, like there's a lot of
it's all the national
ETC.
teams playing all the other national
ETC,
teams.
yep.
Ours is just like its own little microcosm separate. So it'll develop us, but we still won't be like repping against like the same meta and the same other stuff, which is cool. But yeah, I strayed off the academy topic process. Lots of scrims every couple weeks. We scrim other countries. We do internal scrims. It helps kind of sharpen us up. And then I think next year we're going to be trying to get to more of them. Obviously, it's a little harder to get to like some of the international events. We want to send like the US team. We did for that first Pyra. And then we just had like, I think there were some personal conflicts that kept people from doing the Eurotrash one or two others.
Part of that was the whole Belgium United situation being 4 of the American players.
What a bunch of jerks.
Yeah. Well, we had already committed to that one, you know? You can't take away.
Well, technically, Typhus fucked that up the week after ETC last year, because he was like, "So Ruud, can I bring a random team next year?" I was like, "Yeah, what do you want to do?"
I'll be
I have
looking.
this great idea.
I'll be looking
your
to go to
Cathal
more.
impression was a lot better than this one.
Yeah, I have to put on the glasses and I have to look like this. So nah, I can't do fucking
Too much of a
Typhus'
smile.
voice. It's horrible.
Too much of a smile.
Yeah. Polish.
Yeah, but I think if Anthony, I think some of those events are like invite only sort of a thing. So hit us up with some invites. I think we'll be looking to send more. I know Michael Mann and Zach went to Pyra with us.
Loved it.
They loved it. I think we'd definitely be interested in sending more teams to things like that. And I think as the team grows larger, that's also another opportunity for us to like get the academy players or the starters that are returning, because at that point we haven't done selection.
Yeah, it is.
Get everyone more games under the flag, so it's not like if you don't make the 8 at the end of the year.
Happy to give you at least one spot, because I'm gonna do ETC in January and March, I think. So if you guys want to come, I'll get either one of the months or both, as long as you let me know.
Yeah, we should have a clear idea of like what we're doing for that, like come like October probably.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Easy. Because don't do team events in June, because people bail on you. That's why I do January and March, when everything's still quiet and people are prepping.
Nice and calm. Yeah.
In June it's psyops all the way, right? So
and tickets are cheaper as well for you guys, I guess, in January if you know it in August.
Yeah, for sure.
Also
okay. So Ruud, when did the team become final, and a couple of words about each player that you've got? And now that the lists have been sort of released, maybe you can also tell us who's playing what faction.
Yeah, this year we were a bit late, depending on how you want to see it. We choose the last members in July. On the one hand side, it's super nice. On the other hand side, I noticed that a lot of people got a lot of stress out of it. So next year, we're probably going to change that. Because I think we chose the top 4 somewhere in March.
Mhm.
And then every once in a while, we picked another player. And then the final 5 were just so stressing out of what do I need to do to get in the team, or I'm getting panic attacks, or it was quite serious to a certain level. So next year we're gonna probably do top 16 in January and then pick a top 12 in whatever. That's a new captain's job, so not my problem. Who are in the team? We have my honest to God magical Thousand Suns vice captain, Florian. I think that's the only army he plays because he's a wizard.
That's not true. He played Necrons at Pyro.
Yeah,
Yeah, last
exactly.
year.
Yeah,
Yeah, and he played
I-
Custodies
I
as
put-
well, and he played Chaos Space Marines, but every WTC he's playing Thousand
Wizard.
Suns.
Yeah.
Wizard. We have Grandpa Dino. He's playing the Chaos Space Marine list because he likes tanks or monoliths. Who else? We have the guy with the best hair at WTC's called JC, or in Dutch it's called Jan Koen. He's 4 times as large or as high as Anthony, so that's
It's a low bar, but
average Dutch height, you know.
yeah, I was gonna say.
Blood Angels guy, he's amazing. He was complaining about the data slate that Blood Angels didn't get cheaper because they didn't needed nerfs for obvious reasons. He's the lucky guy because he's been playing them for a year. So the fact that he can actually play it when everybody else had to switch armies at least once this year is
Easy. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. He's also the only guy who actually performed with Death Watch last year, I believe so.
Yeah,
The rest said
that
it
was a
sucked.
very narrow band of people.
Yeah, I think 1. Let's see. We have our busboy Dummy, who
Yep.
normally just gets. He's the nicest guy. I think he's our team mascot.
I played him the first year I went to WTC.
Yeah, you played him with the orcs. You're apparently the only guy who did a walk with him,
I did powerfully.
Yeah,
I was enthusiastic
he-
about that shit.
and he didn't because he's a pussy. No, Dummy is the most loved person in the team. I'm pretty sure. We have one of the new guys, which is the Tyranids player, Mr. Ron. He's been busting everybody's balls with nits as well for the last year.
Is
I think
that
he's the
Dutch Ghetto?
No, Dutch Gito is the reserve player, the
Oh,
fat
okay.
brother of Gito. Yeah,
Got it. Yeah, they look the same.
it's scary. They should be brothers from another mother. Cause holy shit, I saw pictures from Pyra, them playing
Yeah.
each other, and like, okay, one's the fat one, one's the skinny one, and you're definitely family. What's going on?
Yeah.
No, Simon is is our reserve player. He played Sisters at Pyra. Obviously, I was on holiday, so I took my mantle back. I took my celibate trip to Italy, so I visited 50 churches. So my miracle dice is all loaded up.
There you go.
So I should be good with Sisters.
Ready to rock.
Yeah, who am I missing now? We have Mr. Dick, which normally plays Necrons for the last 4 years at WTC. And a day before list deadline, he was writing a Necrons list. And then we decided to give him Eldar because it's funny.
I'm showing the Gittos
Yeah.
for people who watch this on YouTube
It
for
is
reference.
It's
Uncanny.
yeah. There's other pictures where you can both see them, and then it's like, what is this? Because our guy in the Australian shirt also wears the autist cap, which has a massive high cap with a lot of text on it, and then they started exchanging the cap on pictures. And at a certain point, you just don't realize who's who anymore,
Who's who?
unless you're watching the shirts. Because I'm pretty sure they exchanged shirts somewhere during the pictures as well.
awesome.
And then you go like, nope. I don't know what's going on. Just do Simon Says and it's gonna be fine. So I think that's our 8. So it's me on Sisters, JCM Blood Angels, Florian on Thousand Suns, Dino on CSM, Dick on Eldar, Ron on Nits, Brain Fart, Florian at Thousand Suns. I already said that. Oh, we have Dan, of course, one of the new guys. He is our Oryx guy, but he now plays Grey Knights.
Sad.
And who am I missing? Give me a sec, because this is embarrassing.
I wrote this down in
Every time
advance, so
you
this wouldn't happen to
forget one
me.
of the 8.
I tossed it in a notepad
Yeah,
too, so I
well,
didn't forget anyone.
Why
I've been caught out by this before. And I would
Nobody sent me the fucking show notes, did they? Did I forget Dino? Nah, it's fine.
I have a
I
note
probably
that says
forgot
USA
Dino.
starting rosters, so in case I do anything like this, I just open that up, just in case.
Oh, that is
Oh,
on
man,
me. I
I'm
didn't
being
send
kept-
you the questions.
Oh, you see,
Yikes.
there you go. It's fine.
Makes
I
it
mean,
more
I've been
fun.
captain for so long. Oh, I forgot
Yes.
Dummy, of course. So we have Dummy, we have Dan, we have Dick, we have Florian, JC, Ron, and me. Before I forget myself, and Dino.
And
So
you've got
it's a fun.
and you've got 2 reserves players and any coaches.
1 reserve player, and we now have 5 coaches. So we have head coach Tom, we have coach Thomas, not Thomas from Luxembourg, but the new Thomas, because apparently we have a lot of Toms and Thomases who wants to be coaching Team NL. We have Leonard, which is our chef, for obvious reasons, which I mentioned before. And then we have the Liam Al-Gahib or Ramon Al-Gahib coach from ETC, who was the coach for the winning team.
I was a hero.
Yeah, he's still a hero. He's also busting his balls off, so he's one of our coaches. And then Simon, our reserve player, who is being a coach at the WTC as well. So we're coming with 13 people strong, driving at least 1 entire hour to the Neckarhallen in Belgium, because that's how far we need to travel all week long.
We almost flew into Amsterdam because it was like slightly cheaper, and I was like, maybe because it's just that close that it doesn't even.
That's the same as your Texas flight, right? That's how that went well as well, right?
Oh god, that was so bad.
Also, just across the corner. Yeah, that's fine.
It's close. We'll come get you. It's 4 hours away.
Yeah, man. Weird. No, team strong. We're all looking forward to it. Everybody knows what they need to do. Next 3 weeks is prepping, gaming.
Yep.
I think I never seen these people game so much. And like I said before the show, I think Dino did 15 games in 4 days. And he had to play Sisters 7 times. So
Yeah, it's rough on the old man.
he's going on holiday on Sunday just to take 2 weeks off, and then he's coming back playing at least 6 more games in 2 days, and then we're in
Go
Mechelen.
mode. Yeah.
Yep. Go mode fun.
All
mode.
right. All right. Sounds good. Team USA. Who's coming?
You doing it, Ganyo, or am I?
All you.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
So our roster is Eric Forsman playing mids. He is a returning starter. We have Brian Sipe playing T-Suns. He is big air quotes new.
Sure.
We have Andrew playing Tau, also like massive, literally massive air quotes new. Sean
First time
playing,
at WTC.
yeah, first time playing.
This
That technically,
whole academy
that's
sounds
true.
like some BS.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Andrew Gagno's first time at WTC. Strictly speaking, that's just an accurate sentence. Sean is playing Eldar. Sean Naden, he's our captain. We have Nick Nanavati, first time playing at WTC. That's also technically true.
Yeah, technically correct. That's kind of correct, right?
Good enough.
Anything but England, right?
Anyone but damn straight. Anyone but England now is what Nick's hashtag says. But he's playing Sisters. We have Lucas Troller playing Orcs, John Lennon playing Dark Angels, and finally myself playing World Eaters.
All right, and any coaches?
Yeah, there's like
Any
20 of
reserve
them.
players? 20.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's less than last year.
No, it's the same amount. It's just the academy people who didn't like make the starting team come and coach usually. So there's
And a lot of them
ton.
play War Masters too.
Yeah, a bunch will play War Masters. We have some like dedicated coaching people that like all their like all they're doing is coaching. They're not like playing the War Masters. They didn't try and make the team in that way. But they're a huge help regardless, which is Stephen Corrales, the SR, whose last name I am bad at pronouncing, so I'm not going to try, and Brandon Roddy. And those are our like dedicated coaching staff. And Josh Khan, who's like team manager. Everyone loves Josh. Ender as he goes by. Yeah.
Josh is a legend, man. Jesus
Everybody
Christ,
loves
he does
Josh.
for you guys.
Yeah, he's a hero. Makes our life much easier.
Yeah. He does more Dutch events than American events, I'm pretty sure.
That is true. He lives in Belgium, so that makes sense.
Didn't he move to Germany now? Or is
He
it
might have done like very recently. I'm not sure. He was talking about like maybe doing it. I wasn't sure where that landed. So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Well,
that is that's the
champion.
team.
All right, and what are your expectations and targets for this year?
Well,
Who
we all
first?
know USA's ones, right? They want to
Yeah.
get second again from underneath. podium.
Second or fourth, the best places in any sporting events.
Now, I would like an
No.
odd number.
Oh, third for a change.
No,
Okay.
that's not what I meant.
Fourth, that's an even number. That's fine.
Yeah.
Sixth, eighth. What do you want? Pick one.
One.
Every year you got to improve on the year before, and I think there's only one place to go for that.
That's right. Yeah, we're gonna.
Third it is.
We got this.
I can
Oh,
do
good.
math.
At least you're not being fake humble or anything like that.
No, we're gonna
Straight up. Okay.
USA.
If you say so.
win. You will win.
Well, you wouldn't want us coming in saying, "Oh yeah, we'll be fine. Maybe do a few spots worse than last year." That sounds good.
Yeah, that's not real.
Everyone works hard. There's a lot of teams I think that could win it this year. There's some really great teams, especially as it's all picked up. But I think we've got our eyes on the prize, and we'll see who can stop us.
No, you
No,
should
that's
just
how it
come
should
and
be,
use
right?
the usual phrases like, we're going to take this one game at a time. We're going to have fun.
No. I mean, that's how I do Warhammer, but that's not like the team's approach, right? Sean believes a certain thing in a certain way, and we have to follow in step. We're winning.
Yes. And you have
Fair
orcs,
enough,
so
fair
as
enough,
long
of
as you
course.
believe, it's going to be fine.
That's right.
What
was great
about
last
Orcs
year.
never loses.
what about Team Netherlands, Ruud? What's the
Oh.
plan? Placing higher than Belgium or anything else
No,
on
the-
your mind?
I think my goal or our goal is top 5. I'm convinced we can do it. You know, we can lose from one country, and if that's Poland and we beat America or draw them, it's fine. You know, everything for them on second spot. It's going to be fun. No, I think our goal is definitely top 5. That would be amazing. I'll also take top 6. But you know, we've been top 10 now 2 years in a row, and before that we were always 17 minus. So the fact that we're now like a lot of other countries busting our balls off and just practicing and playing the game we believe it should be played. You know, don't be a dick unless you're Dick.
Unless that's your
doesn't
name.
count.
Yeah,
What
exactly.
else are you
Yeah.
gonna do?
Well, we can call him Dirk, which is even more awkward, which is his actual name, but he doesn't want to know people know.
Ah,
No,
I see.
Yeah, magic, because Dick sounds more fun. Our team shirts are going to be hilarious this year as well. I'll show you when they're in.
Perfect.
There's a special surprise on there. No, but top 6. I mean, last year's captain, it would be amazing if we could do top 6. Preferably top 5, but if we beat Australia last year, we would have podiumed, so no pressure.
None at all. All right. Guys, what's the team's approach on War Masters? Can the starting 8 play it? Or is it forbidden to not show off any tech? Or what's the reasoning?
Look, Sean's position is that any American player can absolutely play War Masters. He would never tell someone how to spend their money or use their time. But if a US starter tried to play War Masters, I would definitely be in their room when they got back that night from the games.
Under their bed.
Yeah,
waiting.
under their bed.
They're not allowed to play any games at War Master? I mean, or is it just a different list?
I mean, you can sign up and play if you so choose. Just be aware that there's some consequences. No, like jokes aside, we want our boys like mentally fully fresh and prepared. There's enough like pod rounds now to kind of like get loose and warm up in those. Acknowledging
Have a
that those
nice
rounds are
easy
important.
pod.
Yeah, acknowledging that those rounds are important, and Team America preps them super hard to try to like win them very hard. But there's enough like lead time on how the event's broken up now to like get acclimated, get loose, get used to playing, and we have plenty of pre-event prep to do. That playing in War Masters just mostly represents a risk of being like over fatigued from our perspective. That said, the official position is that players are allowed to play if they so choose. We just happen to have very strictly enforcing vice captains. John will tell you he's disappointed in you, which is worse than getting beat up by me.
So there's
It
an
gives me a good
official version
excuse.
and an unofficial version of
Yeah.
what's allowed and what isn't.
Look, if someone pushed like super hard against it and for it, we'd have a different conversation, but it's never really come up after like, kind of talking about it. And especially in like the more veteran players, like you're like, yeah, man, you want to be in that hot ass hallway for 8 games, then 7 games? Fucking go nuts, soldier. And everyone's like, nah, I'm good, man.
Keeps you focused on your list that you're playing for it. You wouldn't want to play the teams one. Gives me an excuse to take a couple days of holiday with my good buddy Eric, going to Amsterdam afterwards.
Cool.
Yep.
Afterwards.
Yep.
Oh, let me know. I got some good tips.
Hit you up.
Yeah.
So,
No worries.
yep. I will
Do you
not
know-
be playing in War Masters. Surprise! I might not want Anthony under my bed when I get back at night.
Weird.
A sock full of nickels.
With these hands.
So, Nichols.
Uh,
Oh boy.
okay, keep your ways to yourselves.
Yeah.
Ruud, what about you guys? Anyone playing the War Masters? I mean, it's only an hour drive, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not playing it because I actually did it last year, and then the problem that I have with it is a lot of people used it as prep back in the days when we didn't do actual prepping with the team. So they were like, "Oh yeah, I never played this list before. Let's practice 6 rounds at War Master." And then I know what my list does, and I'm like, "Oh fuck my life! Is this your actual prep for the event?" Like, so I still have to notify the boys because I have 4 days left for apparently list deadline. I'm not playing. I know, I think 2 or 3 other people are not playing, and I'm pretty sure nobody's gonna play their own WTC list for scouting or showing off. So I still think half of them are playing. Pretty sure all the coaches are playing, which definitely go for it because we need you fresh at WTC, but you don't have to play. But I think for next year it should be a good one. Like, don't play War Masters because everything the guys just said makes so much sense. Even though we don't have a jet lag, which we need to take into account, but it's getting people tired. And I know how it's going to go because day number 1 is 3 games, bar popular, hungover as shit, playing the next round, hungover as shit, and then go to bar popular again. Am I saying this correctly? No, not drinking on Wednesday because Thursday we have our first round, even though it's Luxembourg. But you need to be fresh. So yeah, I think half the team is playing, and then a couple smart people will not, like me.
Yep.
That's it. But
Okay.
USA has some great reasons for it. I also know Poland doesn't play because they don't want to show off their armies. England doesn't.
Yeah, we're also poor,
either.
which is a good enough excuse as well.
England
Yeah,
doesn't
but-
play because they don't want to start the event with losses. or cards.
Oh, War Master cards don't work for WTC, do they?
I have no idea. I've never gotten one. Couldn't tell you.
I mean, neither, but it's one of those questions people ask me as a captain, and you're like, it shouldn't be right.
Also, that shouldn't come up.
What?
Don't ask me that
Why are
question.
you
at all.
asking
Yeah,
you?
Yeah.
why are you asking
What do you
me
have
this?
planned?
Yeah. Anything on your mind?
And that's the reason why they're not in the team.
There you go. Yeah, that's like a disqualifying question. Do my cards carry over?
Yeah. Which cards? Wait, what?
Yeah.
All right. Let's move to the comedy relief because this has been going on for quite a long time, and I've got another one set up right after this recording. So I want to stay true to my buddy Nathan, who's co-running these, but not in this one. So we're going to talk about national dishes for a moment now. And according to Google, stampot is a Dutch national dish. And it looks like there's a lot of sausages, so it feels like okay. But Ruud, do you agree with that? And can you tell us a little bit about it? And is it the best dish in the world?
Fuck no. Stampot is it's literally mashed potatoes with either kale, carrots, and onions, or sauerkraut, and then you either add a lot of bacon, sausages, a combination, or meatballs.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah,
It,
sounds all right.
it's super tasty, but it's a definite winter dish for us.
Yeah.
The
Sounds
most
healthy.
stupid thing we're known for is the frikandel, which is questionable meat, deep fried, and then we put probably onions, curry, and mayonnaise on it, or just mayonnaise, whatever. Which you'll probably see everywhere in Amsterdam, Andrew, when you're there.
All
You
the
had
food
me
I
at
had-
deep fried.
All the food I had in Amsterdam was sick. Was really good. So
Now, I think the best part about the Netherlands is that we're super multicultural, so we have a shit ton of different kitchens or cuisines, whatever you want to call it. So we can do, Italian, French. We don't want to do German. Indonesian, Indian, Thai,
the
Japanese.
Chinatown was dope.
Yep. So whatever you want, we have people living there making traditional foods. Our own Dutch traditional foods are just pretty much the same as every other Northern European or Eastern European country. So it's a lot of meat with some potatoes and some vegetables, and that's it. If you want to go old school. Or you do like mini pancakes, which we call poffertjes, which are like
those things are
the sign of a coin.
so good.
Yeah,
So
it's,
good.
it's super tasty, but it's all
Yeah.
technically bad stuff for you.
Sure,
I mean-
but that's overrated when you're on vacation. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Go
Yeah,
nuts.
that's underrated when you give a fuck and you're American, so there's nothing
Yeah.
good in your country that you can eat anyway.
That's right. You do have to
But
jump
yeah.
through some fucking hoops to eat well in the States. That's real.
Man, I had a discussion with a British guy telling me that British people eat healthier than Dutch people. And I said, did you count the amount of fat guys in the UK compared to us? You dumb idiot. No, they have vegetables here. I'm like, oh, that's weird. We don't. Oh, wait, we provide vegetables for the half of Europe with our greenhouses. Jesus Christ. Anyway, slightly off topic.
Oh man, you really care about this topic by the sound of it.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah, man. I mean, I've been working in hospitality for the last 16 years, so I give a lot about food and drinks.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then when somebody
We're
tries to
definitely gonna
piss
hit
me
you
off
up.
in that way,
Re-
I'll just go. It's the same people that tell me that drinking alcohol doesn't matter which one as long as you get drunk. And I said, that's very Polish of you. Well, you guys do have great vodka, but I mean, some people just don't understand good alcohol. Not that I'm saying they're Polish, but a lot of my team members.
Just
I mean,
Education.
I'm not going to argue. So,
Hey man, when I bring booze to Pirates, always appreciate it, so it's fine.
that's true.
Right. What about the USA? Hamburgers and apple pie, or is it?
Do we have a national dish? Is that a thing?
Hot dogs, corn dogs.
Yeah, I'm not really sure because I feel like any answer I give is going to end up being stolen from somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean that's our thing.
Unless you're Native American.
Well, I'm not.
Yeah, our thing is this is mine.
Yeah.
The European way. Hey.
There's probably some certain styles of food, like Texas barbecue. The different regional barbecues are pretty quintessential American. Not that did not also come from other cultures.
Yeah.
There's nothing as fun as what you had. Yeah.
Yeah. The whole American thing is that it's like other things, other places things, right?
Yeah.
So
Fair
I
enough.
think that's also that's the fun in cooking, right?
I'm sure at the end of this, though, we're both going to realize that we're terrible Americans and we forgot like some really obvious dish we should have called out. We're like, shit, meatloaf. Whoops.
So ranch dressing, dude. That is,
Oh yeah, sorry. I did look at ordering pizzas the other day, and one of my options was a cheese fries pizza. It starts with a ranch sauce base for the pizza.
Oh, fuck.
French fries. I was like, I kind of want someone to order it, but I don't want to be the someone.
I mean, we just get Eric in, dude. The Midwest loves that shit.
Yeah, you get tossed cheese curds on things, right?
That's something that sounds American for a dish.
Yeah, cheese curds.
Put
I
cheese
mean,
on it.
you would
Jeez.
think Otacos in Mechlin was an American restaurant. The way that they're like, you want a taco? How about cheese, bacon, and French fries?
Isn't Hawaii technically the States?
Yeah, spam.
So poke bowls is Hawaiian.
We're reaching, but
We're reaching, yeah.
it's okay.
I mean, it's actually healthy
That's true.
as long as you don't put ranch dressing or cheese on.
See, and that's where you lose most of America.
Kentucky Fried Chicken is probably American.
The best Kentucky Fried Chicken I've ever had in my life was in Poland. So
Korean
That
Fried
was
Chicken.
pretty
then.
good, actually.
yeah, but
Yeah.
higher food standards in Europe means your fast food is better than where it comes from. It's really fucked up. Actually, makes me sad every time.
Yeah, not sorry.
It's
Yeah.
okay.
That's why Anthony is 6 months a year in Europe, actually having food.
It's nice.
Yeah.
I get to eat some real food and not feel like death after a meal. It's pretty tight, actually.
All right.
You'll eat
Now we
triple
finally
portions and
understand
you'll
your
like it.
motivations.
Yeah, what's your reason to go to WTC? I want to have actual food.
Yeah, we like to have food for a week.
All right. Well, thanks to you guys for joining in. We'll be wrapping up this. I think it's been a really good one. So hopefully it gets lots of recordings and listens to. Anyhow, for this round 0 pairings episode, we've had Ruud from Team Netherlands,
Bye-bye.
and we've had Andrew and Anthony from Team USA.
Thanks for having us.
As usual, if you like what we do, please like and subscribe. Consider becoming a Patreon. And a massive thank you to those of you who already are patrons, as well as our sponsors, Weyland-Yutani and the Army Painter. We're signing off for today, and stay tuned for the next one. Bye-bye.